It's showtime.
Good morning, Vietnam! Welcome to the party, pal!
See you at the party, Richter!
I didn't kill my wife! I don't care!
Get away from her, you bitch!
I'll be back.
I'll be back. You did not going to say that, did you?
What I do have are a very particular set of skills.
To do the binds.
I'm not bad. I'm just drawn that way.
Inconceivable!
Little Dallas multipass.
This is a tasty burger.
Face.
Want to hear the most annoying sound in the world?
Do or do not. There is no try.
Dead or alive, you are coming with me.
I'm the bad guy?
And Hulk, smash.
I can speak with an English accent.
Hit the hash pipe and join the National Guard. I could be elected president.
You went over my helmet?
What would you prefer? Yellow spandex? I know, right?
The list is in the open!
Hey, where are the white women at?
They're digging in the wrong place.
I'm gonna make him an offer he can't refuse.
Are you not entertained?
Second start of the ride. And straight on till morning.
Meow.
You son of a bitch.
21 gigawatts!
Wax on, wax off.
Oh my goodness, I am sporting a tremendous Woody right now.
Bartender is the aristocrat of the working class.
You're gonna flip 6 3-hole play and you can score.
Cover me.
Dogs and cats living together, mass hysteria!
On this team, we fight for that itch.
It might be a tumor.
It's not a tumor.
No ticket.
No ticket.
I get older, they stay the same age.
It's not what you know, it's what you can prove.
I'm a dude playing a dude disguised as another dude. He's 15.
I ate his liver with some fava beans and a nice Chianti.
Hope is a good thing. Maybe the best of things. And no good thing ever dies.
Good evening, and welcome to the Reel McCoy. I'm your host, Meffistoe, and always with me, my hetero life mate. Oh, my feelings. How are you, sir?
Well, I'm back now, but yes, I'm back.
Yes, you're back. Thank
good.
God.
And I just want to say, this is going to be a fun one because this movie is pretty much my entire summer of the third grade was watching this movie on repeat.
All right. Cool.
I love this movie.
All right. What is the Reel McCoy, you might ask? The Reel McCoy is your weekly movie podcast where we ask you to go watch a movie you watch to come back to us, and we break it down for you. This month of September, we are in Fall Classic, which means a lot, and I do mean quite a few, baseball movies or baseball-themed movies, because I think only Moneyball was actually a baseball movie, but, you know, it's neither here nor there. But yeah,
that one because I was the one who fought to get that one on the list, and I should have been there for it. So my mistake.
And my issue is I didn't want to bump it off and do the natural without you because Robert Redford just died that week, and I was like, do I? Don't I? And then you're like, I'm not coming. So, I don't know. I don't know. Anyway, we did it. Anyway, I did it. We did it as a team, as a group, as a show. So The Sandlot. The Sandlot that came out in 1993. I'm not starting everything, but just give you a little bit of a brief overview. Sorry. A brief overview for me. Is not one of those movies that I've constantly watched. It fell into the category of seen it, might get back to it, not my favorite thing, but I know I've seen it. Same goes with like Bad News Bears, which is same but different. Mighty Ducks, same but different. And there's a little bit of a connection there if we really think about it. And again, it's one of those baseball-themed movies that the baseball is there and it's a connective tissue, but the story isn't really about the baseball itself. It's just a mechanism for some sort of other childhood or some sort of other connection between people.
It is the connective tissue. It's a narrative device that's tying the entire narrative together. It's the same thing with, oddly enough, with again how we started the month, another James Earl Jones classic with Field of Dreams.
Yes. No, Sander, not sex. Even though they're never mind. Not sex. Holy shit. These are like fifth graders, I think.
They're like 11 or 12 years old. Yeah, they're very they're kids.
Yeah. And we'll say hello to the chat. We'll say hello to Gambit, Sander, of course, Keely Chow, and all the rest of the Salty Nerd podcasters that are trickling in. I'm not sure they're going to redirect, but I'm not even sure what's going on. But I know that the Brain Show isn't going on today, so most of you guys are like trickling in from the Salty Nerd, or we got like a raid, but I'm not sure. It got redirected? Fantastic. Now I can see it. Actually popped in now. Welcome to all the Salty Nerd podcaster raiders and all that good stuff. Sit back, relax, because we are talking The Sandlot. A picture, like I said, wasn't really my forte when it comes to like movies in general or baseball movies in general, but I know it's a fan favorite because when I got into like the research of it, there's a point in it that literally you can say, oh, this is what happened to the cast, that kind of reflects on how well ingrained this movie is, along with others. Okay, let's say hello to the people who actually made it through. Drew D, extra. Wow, it's hard for me to read. Extra the Breaks. Okay, Griffin, One Punch Man, Phantom, Jim, and all the other lurkers, and Kalikioki as well. All right. Let's start the show where we start every single show with a little segment we like to call Behind the Screens.
Sound production, take 2.
All right, Behind the Screens is where we turn to me and get the lowdown on everything that is behind the scenes, production stuff, all that good schnizzle. And by the way, guys, if you know anything about the production of this thing, please say it in the chat. I'll try and get to it. And of course, thank you, Paul Harley. Smash that like button if you like what you see. Otherwise, just enjoy the show. It's all good, all in good fun. All right. The story of the movie was actually inspired by real events that happened to director, writer, and narrator David Mickey Evans, who kind of wrote about not his own experiences, but it was on his brother's experiences. So his, I think, younger brother was in this neighborhood. They were new in the neighborhood, and the older kids didn't really want him to like play baseball with them, but they hit a ball. It went over some sort of a fence. It was in the real story like a brick wall or something. And his younger brother went over the wall, got the ball, but had a run-in with a real dog that actually bit him in the leg when he got the ball. The dog's name was Hercules. Yeah. The real life dog was named Hercules. Lord Thought, saw you there, sir. Welcome. All right. So the original title of the movie wasn't actually The Sandlot. It was The Boys of Summer. However, there was another book with the same name and about baseball written by Richard Kahn, who actually threatened to sue 20th Century Fox if they didn't change the name. And the director, Evans, said that after changing the name and starting to like work on the production, he was like, yeah, The Sandlot is a way better name and a much fitting sort of name to this entire movie because, yes, it's a place, but it's also the place where all of these guys have linked up and formed sort of like a bond for life. Okay. In terms of casting, it was Tom Geary, so it's the main dude, Smalls. It was his first film ever. And he actually didn't know how to play baseball, so they taught him how to not play baseball.
Baseball, yeah.
All right. And when his Little League coach saw it, he was very disappointed because he knew how to play baseball, which is, you know, it's all about the movie. So it's sort of like, eh. So Pat Reiner, who played Ham, was sort of like a last minute cast. So they couldn't find an actor to do the role. It's a role where you kind of had to stand out and be, you know, not only fat and jolly, but also a guy who can,
Heckle.
you know, dish out,
I mean,
dish out heckle. Yeah. Dish out heckling and sort of have that back and forth scene, which we'll get to in a moment. And he was cast the day of everybody was supposed to board the plane to Salt Lake City where they actually shot the film.
Really? And correct me if I'm wrong. Wasn't he also in another kind of kid-inspired?
He was in a Disney soccer movie about a couple of years later with Chauncey Leopardi, who played Squints.
Squints, yeah.
Yeah.
I thought, wasn't he also in Little Giants?
I think so too. He's got like a lot of like credits, and he always kind of plays the same kid, a fat guy who heckles, who's got a mouth on him. Yeah. It is what it is, man. Sometimes
he's the Don Rickles of his generation.
He is the
in kid movies, essentially.
He is the Don Rickles of kids. Big Green. Thank you, Paul. Big Green. That's the name of the movie. Marty York, who plays Yaya, he was originally set to play Bertram, but the guy playing Yaya, or the kid actor who played Yaya, got sick, and they had to switch and gave Bertram to the guy who plays Bertram at the end. His volume is very low. Whose volume? Oh, My Feelings volume is very low? All right. I've put you up a tad higher. A little bit higher.
Okay.
Not to me. I can hear you just fine, just for them. Like I said at the beginning, like we talked about it backstage. What they hear is a little bit different from what I hear. I can hear you just fine. Gotcha. You're good. Well, we've got thumbs up. We got thumbs up. All right. Mark Vitar, who plays Benny.
Yeah.
Benny the Jet. Mark Vitar and Tom Geary actually were separated from the group at first so they can rehearse together. And that is to build their like real life friendship that can translate into on-screen chemistry. That was done by Evans, the director. He insisted they would actually have some sort of a rapport or friendship. They ended up being really, really good friends at the end of the day. And Vitar's brother, Pablo Vitar, plays older Benny the Jet.
Benny. Yeah.
Yeah, that's why they kind of look alike, but not really. So it kind of works well. Dennis Leary. We're just talking about the casting. This was Dennis Leary's debut role. Now, if you know Dennis Leary, he actually plays the opposite of what he was at the time.
I was going to say too, wasn't this like during his comedy stint where he was really getting popularity for his "I'm an Asshole" song?
That was right around that time. I think that the Asshole song was a little bit later, but it was that obnoxious persona he had, which was like ultra like ultra masculine, ultra conservative, ultra
You
what
get that
like
in his later roles, especially that there's a movie that he did with Elizabeth Hurley, and then there's also obviously Rescue Me and
yes.
yeah.
Yeah.
And Sex and Drugs and Rock and Roll, that show too.
Yeah, but in this one he was like very much like I don't have time for you, kid. And it really didn't matter that he was a stepdad. To me, he was sort of like that dad that keeps everybody away. And it really didn't matter if he was a stepdad or not.
I still remember when I was a kid when I was watching this, because my parents they're big into music and everything. What song reminded me the entire time? Cats in the Cradle.
Kind of.
Until the end of the film, where they actually they foster and they actually have that bond. Especially if you gave him a baseball that's worth like a couple of $1 million.
Yeah, I was like, I thought the same thing. We'll get to that, but I thought kind of the same thing. It was like, this ball is worth like millions, but I would rather have the ball that my dad gave me. You know, it's a little bit. Yeah. All right, cool. Filming took about 42 days. And they also shot it in sequence. So in order of script, where normally you can go back and forth, they actually shot it in order. Now, they shot it during a massive heat wave at the time in Utah specifically, which was kind of weird. Now, why am I saying kind of weird? The chase scene that they did, right? The chase scene that everybody got like tired and everything, was really hot to the point where Tom Geary, who plays Smalls, actually fainted during the scene. Like they shot the scene and then he just fainted from the like heat stroke. But then they shot the pool scene, which was an overcast day, and the pool water was like 52 degrees. Now you actually see Squints looking at Wendy Peppercorn, and he's like
freezing. Yeah, he's
freezing.
Yeah.
Because of
the water.
There was no sun, so it was like super cold. Like I said, weird scenario where there's a heat wave, but then you've got an overcast day, and now it's super fucking cold for like it goes 30 degrees in temperature.
That's like that's also just America. That
wow. Here's that
Israel, bud. So you know.
Sometimes we get like a day where it's super hot, and then you got an overcast. It goes up in degrees. I don't know how that happens, but it does. I don't know. We'll call it a greenhouse effect, but
I think
whatever.
Also on that day, the reason why you had Chauncey freezing his ass off was Marky Poliduris.
Yeah.
Having his little revenge. Like he put a voodoo hex on it. Well, we'll talk about Mikey later.
Well, we'll do that. Anyway, so in that scene where he was being essentially kissed or grabbed a kiss, which, you know, he's a kid, so we'll let that slide. Plus it's 90s, and also it's supposed to be 60s. So we'll let that slide. However,
50s.
62. You know how I know? Yes, because there's that scene where the chase scene where they go across, like Benny goes across the table and then he knocks over the big cake. It's the 4th of July of 1962. It says so on the cake. Because I was looking for, like, I was watching the movie today again, and I was like, when was this? It kind of looks like the 50s, but it's not. I know it's not the 50s. It could be the 50s.
Well, because I thought it was so odd because they mentioned at the very end how Bertram got lost in the 60s.
Yes, because look, if this was 62, well, it's 62, but if he was 11 or 12, put 6 years in front of that bitch, that's 68, start of the hippie era, he's like 18 or close to 18. So getting lost in the 60s, matches that whole
I thought he was thinking
68
of getting lost,
Vietnam, middle of Vietnam, the whole hippie movement. Woodstock was 68 or 69.
69.
So getting lost, like LSD and shit, it matches perfectly, actually.
With
it
the
does.
other random like tags they had on there, he's like, yeah, and he was actually best friends with Timothy Leary. You know,
he was best friends with Dennis Leary. No, just kidding. I'm joking. So Chauncey Leopardi, Squints, the director, had one rule for him when they shot the kissing scene: keep your tongue in your mouth. And he did so. He was actually really scared of doing the scene because he was a little kid, and this is like a 20-year-old actress. So the discrepancy here is a little bit weird. But yeah, it's just it's nothing. It's not a love scene.
Keely, you are correct. He did actually mention that.
Speaking of Dennis Leary in baseball, I think he once joked that about sacrificing one of his testicles to see the Red Sox reversing the curse of the Bambino by winning the World Series. I didn't watch the World Series. I did watch the entire 7 games between them and the Yankees. I think it's the ALD, it's American League. It's like the American League Finals. And when they beat the Yankees, I was like, yeah, they're for sure the next champions. And then they sweeped, I think. Don't get me started.
But Keely is correct. He did say that.
Okay. That's fine. Drum circle alert. Stop it. All the kids in the Sandlot were wearing either Chuck Taylors or PF Flyers.
Yes.
With Benny, the only one who had the black PF Flyers. Now, PF Flyers actually came out with a limited edition following the movie.
Correct.
And they did gangbusters. The AL Championships. Thank you, Paul. ALDS is like the before that, I think. I don't know too much about baseball. I just know I love the game. Right. The chew. I'm going to ask you a question if you don't know. What was the chew made of? Obviously, it wasn't actually tobacco because they did put it in their mouth.
Yeah, I would have to assume that it was something with molasses, I would think, just to get the color.
That's close. Thank you, Sander. No Alzheimer's just yet. The tobacco mixture was a mixture of licorice and bacon. Now, some of the boys didn't quite like the chew. But
sounds terrible.
In order for them to have some sort of authenticity in the movie, all of them had it actually in their mouth while they were going on the merry-go-round, and a few of them, about half, actually did vomit after the shoot because they didn't just go one time, they did several times to get a few different shots. Now, when they had to spray people with the fake vomit, the fake vomit was split pea soup, bean soup, oatmeal, and a little bit of water to make it a little bit less thick, and just throw it away. It hit a few extras, and also some of the extras in that scene were not paid, so there were actually patrons of this carnival ride, and they got sprayed from the fake vomit.
That's gonna happen. Okay. Well, also there was this split pea soup. That was what they used in The Exorcist, right?
Yes. The Beast. So the Beast, when they shot the Beast, it wasn't actually a dog. It was two guys in a suit. It was so massive.
Oh, wow. Really?
Guys,
it wasn't a dog?
Yes. It was actually two guys in a suit reworking the thing. Now, when you saw a paw, just the paw, that's just the front guy, essentially, with no head. But with the head in the heat wave was not fun for those guys.
I can imagine.
At all. I saw a picture of them with like half a suit. Dude, it's not fun.
That reminds me of when we talked about the Mario Brothers movie and how terrible that was. We're like, yeah, an unconditioned warehouse in 104-degree temperature. So like inside the warehouse, it was like 122.
I love this one because it's Dennis Leary related. Do you know there's 6 Ice Age movies, 8 if you include the TV movies? I saw 1, and 1 is enough.
Yep.
And if you know, you know. Okay, so talking about the beast, Hercules, the real Hercules dog, was an English Mastiff, which for the size of that dog is a really chilled kind of dog unless you actually teach it to attack. But this one wasn't. It was the same kind of dog that they used in The Hound of Baskerville, but in The Hound of Baskerville, they use there's a light Mastiff and a dark Mastiff. They use a dark Mastiff because it actually looks more menacing. All right, now for the so-called fun facts, and I'll get you to interject in a minute. Mm-hmm. Tom Geary, who plays Smalls, says that people still recognize him in the street and they still say, "You're killing me, Smalls," from various peoples and sometimes multiple times a day. Now, I don't know where he lives, but holy shit.
I think that's awesome because I utilize that as a turn of phrase throughout forever. I've always utilized that.
Now, I did tell you at the beginning of this that Sandlot is not like one of my go-to baseball movies or even teen baseball movies. But You're Killing Me, Smalls is something that is ingrained in my head. And for the longest time, I forgot where it came from. And as soon as I saw that midweek, I was like, now I remember. Because I've seen this movie at least more than 3 times in my life.
Yes,
for sure.
And also, X-Torque brings up too the forever.
Yes.
That goes on.
Yeah,
that lives in perpetuity.
Yeah. James Earl Jones, who plays a blind black baseball player who played with Babe Ruth, couldn't have actually done it in the major leagues.
Yeah, because there was the Negro League back then.
Yes,
that's what it was. That's what it was called.
Yeah, it's fine. It's called the American Negro League. It was up until 65 or something.
I do believe so, but I also love the fact that we're going to bring it up during the film, but I'll bring it up now. But how Art LaFleur playing Babe Ruth picked up
we'll get to that.
The
we'll
Hank
get to that.
Aaron card. I love it.
Okay, there's a we'll get to that in a moment. However, like I've done a little bit of research, Babe Ruth, first of all, the first black baseball player is in 1947. It's Jackie Robinson in the Brooklyn Dodgers.
Correct.
But Babe Ruth and several other players, he's not the only one, did play with black baseball players in places like Cuba or Kentucky or Kansas while it was off season. And it wasn't actually in the major league, not even in the Negro League. It was in regional places because it's a way to make money during off season.
What it was back then, it was the foundations of what they refer to now as AAA baseball.
Yes. And it wasn't yet called that, but yeah.
Correct. Yeah.
Again, only because they weren't making enough money in the major leagues during regular seasons that they had to revert to that. And they didn't really care at all. Now, the Field of Dreams connections, and that's why I love the sandwich that we did. James Earl Jones played in both movies, but also Art LaFleur, which you mentioned, who played Babe Ruth, he also played in Field of Dreams. He was one of the first players on field on the first time. He actually played the White Sox player Chick Gandil as a first baseman, who was one of the guys from the 8 players who were accused of throwing the game. Good night. And the Hank Aaron thing was there for a reason, because Hank Aaron was the guy who broke Babe Ruth's home run record. So it was sort of a nod to that.
Well, and also the fact that, like, also just to interject for a second, Benny's parents had to be kind of wealthy to begin with at the time, given the fact that he's just giving away stuff. But also, he has a Hank Aaron rookie card. Back then, talk about money.
Let's not forget the stuff that is in like Small's stepdad's room of room of requirement, like the trophy room. Dude, if he had a baseball that says Babe Ruth on it, it's, first of all, that's amazing. But also he has like pennants. He has, if you notice, when Smalls comes in the first time to like talk to him and play catch, in the background you see a hat. Very, very old hat. That's like 20s style hat. Not Yankees. I'm pretty sure it's like Phillies or Cincinnati Reds or something. You can't actually tell, but it's an old style hat.
Also, too, everything that he got from that you see later that he actually asked in his broadcast booth from Mr. Myrtles.
Yes.
Like, Jesus.
Yes. Because a 1927 ball signed by the entire New York Yankees is insane. All right. Before we get to like the funny bit that has nothing really to do with the movie, the narrator, who was actually the director, writer, and all that stuff, the narrator was supposed to be Robin Williams, but things kind of fell through and it just didn't materialize. I don't have the actual like reason why, but it just didn't materialize. But he was supposed to be the narrator, which was like, remember, 1993, it's right after Aladdin. It's during the Mrs. Doubtfire era. So he was hot, but you know,
I could see
happened.
that, but no, I think it works better with the actual writer, director, producer.
Yeah,
everything.
I think so.
Doing
I
the
think
narration.
so too.
Yeah,
I think so too. Now, you had a funny bit, which you're gonna say all about it.
So with David Michael Evans, basically, this is all written about parts of his childhood and everything. And there was a guy that he based Squints off of called Michael Polidorus. Now, with the whole kissing scene, he found that as it was derogatory and defamed his character. So he filed a lawsuit against not only the writer, but also the production company that made the film. The first civil case turned down immediately. Like, no one's going to make the correlation between the two. Like, that, first of all, your names are different. Polidorus, the last name's the same, but no one's gonna know. Let it go.
Yeah.
So he took it to an appeals court, and the appeals court went right back to the civil court decision. Went, no, you're wasting the court's time now. You need to let this go.
And then
he escalated it to the state Supreme Court,
and they said, Get the fuck out.
Yeah. Why are you wasting our time? We're backing the appeals court and the initial civil court's decision.
Now he didn't sue them for defamation. The weird part is he sued them for invasion of privacy.
Yeah.
And humiliation,
which is now listed under defamation. Yeah.
Yes,
yeah.
But back then, it's so weird. It's such a weird case. It goes on, and we've shortened it for you guys. It's so dumb.
It's insane how he's like, well, I took offense to this one bit, but we were talking backstage. Why wouldn't he be excited about it? Oh yeah, well, Paul, it was even cheaper back in the 20s and 30s. People are like, well, you know, I got a shoeless Joe Jackson card, I got a Babe Ruth card, rookie card. No, I put him in the spokes of my bike to make it go as I ride, you know.
Yeah.
But no, it's so funny with the court case where I'm like, wait, your Squints gets the girl in the end, and he has the happy life. Why?
Yeah,
are you
and
mad?
that's exactly what I don't get, because essentially Squints does, like, he does, even though they do have well, back then it wasn't that big, right? She was supposed to be like a teenager, I think. Not a 20-year-old.
Supposed to be like 11 or 12 years old, so she's probably 16, 17.
16,
like
yeah, 16.
4 or 5 years older than him, so it's really not that big of an age difference. It's a little odd if you think about it, if at the time, yes, but I mean, if he's 21 and she's 26, 27, you really don't think about it as a big deal.
That's right. That's right. And they did say he ended up with her, not essentially like immediately.
No, they got married. They had 9 kids.
Anyway, yeah, I it's not that weird, but yeah.
I just don't get why you'd be upset about it. Like, yeah, like now in retrospect, it looks like a bad move, but no, it gave him the confidence, and the confidence is what she saw in him. And hey, happy ending. But anyway,
happy ending. And scene. All right, cool. Before we dive into the movie, how about we play a little game with all the new people around? All right, we've got some fresh faces, so we'll play our fun little game so everybody gets to know how we do it, because this is not just a podcast where we go about everything and we kind of go on tangents and all that good stuff. We have a little bit of a breather. We still deal with movies, but we have a little bit of fun with a little game we call Missing Marquee. Missing Marquee is where we take 10 posters of movies, have their text written off, we display them, and you guys in the chat will have to guess which movie this is. Let's get going, shall we? There we go. I think the name was up for a smidgen of a second.
Well, you could just tell by the look on his face.
Well, yeah. Yo, POM or POM, how did he know it was my first time watching? I have no idea.
Throwing it out there.
Man. Inner Space? No, this is not Inner Space. Inner Space has a very different poster. Very different poster. So literally Dennis Quaid doing this to the camera.
Yeah.
Ooh, I've stomped everybody. Do you know? Don't say it if you know.
I think I do.
All right. It could be one of two. Wow, nobody knows. Okay. What is your guess?
Is it Arthur?
No, but that's the one of two. What's the other one?
Oh, I don't remember the other one. Damn it.
This is not Jeff Bridges.
No, it's Dudley Moore.
It's Dudley Moore.
Yeah.
And it's not Arthur, so it must be.
I can't remember now. I can't.
Kalikioki has got it.
10.
10. 10 is correct. Now it's not Fletch. The other ones should be way easier.
This is a softball. As soon as I saw the face, I'm like, I think that's Arthur.
I think I've put this stream on like the lowest latency possible, but
Paul's got it, and Keely's got it.
Keely's got it. Paul's got it. It's American History X is correct. Like
Come
I
on,
said,
Jack. Jack.
It's pretty easy by this point. I just had a skim look at it. Honestly, I think the stream is on like a larger delay today.
Paul's got it though.
There we go. Chinatown is correct. See, we're gonna get like,
you got some bangers today, but some easy ones.
What can I say? The first one was I knew most people would like say Arthur right off the bat, but Dudley Moore after 10, don't think he's done like a lot of stuff that kept him in the public's eye.
Yeah. That's Sander.
That is Sander, and that is Enter the Dragon. One of my all-time favorite movies.
Yeah,
I can sit down and watch this.
That was a great month.
If we're talking about Robin Williams, this is like the epitome of Robin Williams. Like, I don't hold the Oscars for much regard these days. Even back then, I didn't really hold it to much regard. But if there was someone that really deserved an Oscar, it was Robin Williams, and it was for this movie.
Yeah,
it is, of course, Good Will Hunting.
We have a new challenger, Paul.
Just have to be here every single
week. Well, to be fair, you have half of the name on the actual poster.
Shut up. It's pretty far away for other people. Happy Gilmore is correct. Happy Gilmore. Happy Gilmore 2, not so good.
This is a movie we'll talk about one day, but it's also it's so weird because
it's weird, and they got actors to fit the weird roles. Let's just say that.
And Paul's got it.
Paul's on fire today. It's like, I haven't been here. I haven't answered these quick this long. I don't even give a fuck. This movie is controversial for actually winning the Oscar, where other movies were way better than it.
Shouldn't have. This movie is goddamn awful.
It's not awful.
Yes,
it's not.
Yes, it is.
It's not. It's a good movie. It's not the best movie of that year by a country mile.
Mm-mm.
It's not. And it is, of course, Shakespeare in Love. I know Paul's got it first, but damn, Paul, you're on fire today, man.
I think one of the reasons why they stopped making comic book films was because of this movie and its terrible box office reception.
I mean, the next one after this, the big one after this, was actually Blade. This was 1997.
Yeah. Yep.
So, yeah, Kalikioki's got it first. Spawn. You got it. Spawn.
John Leguizamo as the villain.
that's just awful.
What?
John, I love John. I know people hate him because of like politics and shit. I don't care about that shit. John has got roles where he's like, what the fuck are you doing? And then he's got roles where I fucking love him. So it's a hit and miss for John Leguizamo. Keely Chow's like, I think Spawn is still better than Captain Marvel. I'm not gonna lie.
It is. And also Kalikioki, Spawn is actually better than Steel.
Spawn is way better than Steel. Damn. It is the War of the Worlds, the new one, the Tom Cruise one. Yes,
Tom
correct,
Cruise with
correct.
Tim Robbins being crazy before he actually went crazy in real life.
Tom Robbins went crazy real life?
Yeah.
The hell you say?
Yeah.
The hell you say? You got a sneak peek from the next segment too. if you remember.
I didn't even see it. No, I was looking down at notes at the time.
Okay, it's fine. It's all good. All right, let me bring up the movie. All right, it kind of starts with, to be honest, the opening, we're going to dive into the movie right now. It's just had a little bit of a breather. Let's dive into the thing. It starts off with, I think it reminded me a little bit of like a Stand By Me kind of a deal, where it's the narrator reminiscing about the past, and you kind of see the narrator. You see him at the start of the movie, and he goes and you can see he works in baseball, and he sits down, and then it pans out to like the Sandlot, the picture of them.
This is so much just akin to any story that's based on pure character-driven nostalgia, and
yeah,
to be fair, any narrative device that's utilizing it. But this is the way that it's done. I really, really appreciate it, just because how the writer, director, everything was also the actual, like, he was there playing himself as the older version of Scotty Smalls.
Yeah. Speaking of all-time hats, that's long reach, but yeah. A fun fact, David Wells once pitched in one inning of a game wearing a Yankees hat worn by Babe Ruth in June 28, 1997. Nice. I know NBA was like a stickler for not changing jerseys and stuff. What is it the same in baseball, where you can like change hats and stuff? I'm not sure. I'm guessing he didn't get a penalty for it.
I would have to assume they'd have an issue with it, given all the sponsorship money involved.
I mean, it's just a hat with like a Yankees hat. I actually prefer the Sandlot over Stand By Me. Interesting, Becky. But I think me and Becky kind of a long time ago, we talked in DMs because she was asking me about stuff, and she suggested a few movies as well. And from what I gather, Becky, you have sort of a particular taste where you would, we'll say this, less prefer darker movies than brighter movies, if I'm not mistaken. It's like a personal preference. That's not bad at all. That's fine. It's like me saying I don't want to watch sad movies because they make me sad, and I don't want to be sad. I would rather be like going to escapism into movies where I want to see more uplifting stories and happier stories with a happy ending, because my own personal life is not like that. Yeah. Or whatever reason you want to, I'm just throwing a reason. That's not the reason she gave me. Okay.
No, but also
not outing anybody.
Just at that point for you though, why do you think I come up with months as a theme so I can actually put those movies in? Because otherwise, no, it's sad and I want to watch it.
Yeah, but there are certain, for me, it's sort of like I sometimes want to go into more darker films. But if you compare The Sandlot to Stand By Me, like punch for punch, it's sort of maybe the same era, but not really. But yeah, Stand By Me is a little bit darker than The Sandlot.
Well, yeah, you want to go, hey, I found a dead body. You want to go look at it?
Yeah. All right, cool. So we get to do a little bit of reminiscing. And one of the things that you kind of get introduced to is, first of all, I don't remember them saying where they are. I don't think they mention Utah at all. However, they do mention
the reason why I think they're probably based in LA is just because of Yeah. He mentions he's a wiener, he's a footlong, he's a Dodger dog. Would most people outside of LA know about a Dodger dog?
I don't know. Maybe it's just the writer. Yeah, maybe it's just the writer putting it in the script where he's like an LA based guy. I don't know. But what I do know is, and I paid attention on the second viewing as well, where they mentioned the fact that Smalls does come from Arizona. And to me, what was weird is at the end of the movie, everyone kind of breaks off because everybody moves away, where you would expect this middle America kind of a thing to be very stational, but it seems like a lot of people just move and with their families and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And kind of weird, especially at the time. Feels like if you're in a suburbia in a small town and like a small town or even a large town like Salt Lake, you don't really move that much. There's always
Especially
that guy.
Especially in the very early 60s. Like you were pretty sedentary unless there was like a downturn where the factory closed, where people had to move to find jobs. That could explain it, but that never was brought up. So
it serves a purpose at the end of the story to like break the group up and not like Bertram was like lost in the 60s, so he disappeared. That's one little thing that they could do, but they couldn't do it with the other people. So like, oh yeah, just moved away, and Ham moved away, and everybody kind of broken up. So the only two people left on the field is like Smalls and Benny, and it seems like their sort of link has been going on for like 30 years, because he did say it's like 30 years ago, which kind of puts you in the today's like around 1992, 1993 kind of era, where he watches Benny and the Dodgers. You know, it kind of feels that sort of a timeline. But yeah, Smalls is the new guy.
Fair as well. We don't know where Smalls ended up and what team he's actually the announcer for. I would assume it's the Dodgers, just because the correlation's right there. And also, like, are you traveling around with that, or are the Dodgers just in town for that game? And why are you then actually doing announcements that are happy that your team's losing?
I'm not so sure. I'm pretty sure that Evans, the director, is a massive, like, not a Beatles fan, but a Paul McCartney fan, because Benny and the Jets is a Wings song. I don't know.
Oh my God, no, it's not.
Is it not?
No.
Benny and the Jets is who sang Benny and the Jets?
It's Elton John.
Elton John. Sorry, Elton John. See, Elton John.
I'm so disappointed in you right now.
I'm sorry. My head. I don't know. Why did I say Paul McCartney?
And why'd you go Wings first?
Why did I say Wings?
I don't know.
I heard Benny and the Jets this week on the radio. I don't know. My head went, guys, it happens. You have to remember, the fact that I remembered Paul McCartney's name is good. And the fact that he was in Wings rather than the Beatles.
The fact that you actually remember the characters' names and the actors' names right now is actually kind of impressive.
Not gonna lie, I thought I would forget all these guys' names. Like Bertram.
Yeah.
I know there's like Timmy and Tommy.
Yeah.
But they barely in the movie, like for real, they barely have anything to say, and it gets repeated. Regardless.
Well, that's Tommy's whole thing. He's repeat. Because he just repeats whatever his older brother says. So yeah.
Thank you, Sander. You've complete me. He has a song called Jet.
Yes, he does. That's true.
Maybe because he was Wings. Never mind. I'm off. See, this is why you're on the show. If I go solo, there's hell to pay, because you go back and you'll find so many mistakes that I've done. Probably. All right. I put this on because we did talk about it. The fact that his stepdad has a trophy room with lots of memorabilia. I think most of the trophies are actually his or his dad.
No, he actually has. That's an original Brooklyn Dodgers pennant.
Yeah, no, I mean the trophies. I think the trophies are actually like his trophies, but the memorabilia is absolutely insane. The Yankees pennant is an old pennant. The hat, the Yankees hat, is an old hat. And if you can see what I talked about, that really old timey hat that looks like a conductor's hat, with the red stripes. You guys can probably Google it. I'm not going to do it right now, but I think it's either a Phillies hat or a Cincinnati Reds hat, if I'm not mistaken. The top one is a Boston Red Sox old hat, but it's not that old. I think it's actually a 50s hat, but we'll put that aside.
Well, also, just as an aside, the reason why I also think that that this is based in California is if you look at there, he has a Southern California pennant up there. That's SCU.
Yes.
Or
but
USC.
Like I said, they don't mention where they are. They're just in a suburb. They don't mention, the only place they mention is actually Arizona, where Smalls just moved from. The fact that his mom is like, it's like, I love the fact that his mom is like, can you just go outside, have a few bruises and scrapes, do some naughty stuff, just not too naughty.
Just go be a kid.
Go be a kid.
How many moms would say that? Not many that I could think of.
And I love that. This is not the mom saying it. This is the writer saying it. To me. Because I don't think any mom, especially back then, would say anything closer to what this mom said. But it is what the kids sort of thought of at the time.
There, yeah.
And I think for many years later, I don't think it's just the 60s and 50s.
It's also too like Karen Allen, who plays the mother. I thought she was great too. Like, it's like, Bill, I think you have the time to teach him how to play catch. And the whole bit of him just like failing miserably with that terrible plastic glove that he had.
Yeah.
And the first time out of the Sandlot as well.
Yeah, where you kind of get a little bit of, and the comparison to Stand By Me doesn't really stop there, because it's a dog that was a junkyard dog. I was like ready for I know it didn't happen, but I was ready for one of the kids to say it's the dog that was like sick balls. It was so close. To like you beware of the dog that's like sick balls, but in Stand By Me it's like a little dog, and in this one is like a huge motherfucking dog. It actually does match the beast description, and they do set it up really well, where the dog is like snarling and like putting up dust in the air and like sitting on the fence and stuff. Whereas Smalls is like, it's put up like he's a big nerd like us, essentially. He doesn't like to go out.
Also, did have this setup and payoff before that scene with everything with the erector set, with it launching the metal ball and it hitting him off.
Yeah, I like there's a moment where Benny tells Smalls, "Yeah, nobody goes up that fence," and I was like, "Yo, that is so like foreshadowing," and that's why I really enjoyed the writing in this movie. Even though, like I said, the Stand By Me comparison are just too heavy for me. But it's good to have inspiration, like get inspired by that movie and like, okay, I'm gonna write this, but I'm gonna write my own story. And kind of dodge, dive, and dodge again for making any comparisons. But I still needed like a snarling dog as a sort of a villain / antagonist that gets unraveled as soon as the movie gets into gear.
Which too, like we'll go forward and come back, but we're
gonna go back and forth. Doesn't matter.
But the entire bit too, where he's like, "Well, why don't we just go up and ask him?"
Yeah.
And then at the end, is like, "Well, why didn't you just knock on the door and ask me? I'll get the ball for you."
And it was sitting on my mind, maybe because I saw it before, but it is so simple to just knock on the guy's door from the other side of the other side, not just go up the fence, just knock on the door. And if you get a no, then maybe that's where you go.
Then you get the Rube Goldberg machines that you build later.
I love that. It's such a like I said, a departure from what you would expect.
Well,
and
also too,
welcome back, Gambit.
A very kid thing to think of. Well, no, we can't ask him because he's the mean old man from down the road. You know?
Yeah. It's sort of that same comparison on that same level. We can't have. He's the old man. He's so fucking, ramped up and crazy. We can't even talk to him. So Smalls gets in. Is that moment where his dad throws him the ball and he gets knocked in his eye? Yeah. When they were trying to play catch. And Smalls didn't pay attention that much.
And you do have to love the callback of the very 50s, 60s remedy. Just take a steak out of the freezer, slap it on your face.
Yeah.
Hold it there for an hour. You'll be good.
You'll be good. You'll still have a black eye, but you'll be good. It's like, yeah, I know.
Where if you walk out, I fell down some stairs.
Yeah. And as soon as like the first ball goes, and that's the biggest setup. It's like he tries to pitch it to Smalls. It goes over the fence, and Smalls is like, "Okay, I'm gonna get it." It's like, no, you're not gonna get this.
Well, can we just do 1/2 second just of how great a friend Benny had to be? Because back then, like my glove's busted, I can't go play with you guys. Well, here I got an extra glove. Come play with us. Don't worry about
and then he goes back and he's like, lose the hat. It's like Small says, look, that's the only hat I've got. It's like, don't worry, I'll get you my old hat. Which I think it's like, it's a generic hat, or is it like a university or a college hat for some reason?
It looks like you're the captain of the baseball team, like you're flagged as the captain. That's all I can think of, because there's really no correlation.
In the research, it actually says every Sandlot kid has an actual hat of an actual team, and the only kid that doesn't is Smalls, because he's wearing Benny's old generic hat with a C on it.
Which is great too. The setup and payoff at the very end when he's doing the announcing, he's actually wearing that old hat.
Exactly. That old hat that had no like team affiliation. And the thing about the hats is like Kenny is wearing a Kansas City Monarchs hat, which is an American Negro League real hat.
Yep.
Because he's the only black kid of the team. So it kind of, everything was thought about, even though it kind of feels like it wasn't, which is always a great thing, where you hide stuff that you planned out in plain sight and you let people just enjoy the movie without like oh, look, he has that hat from blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
And there's no mentioning of nothing.
It also,
I like that. I do like that.
Setup too it was clearly as well that Tom Geary knew how to throw. It was just like how Benny taught him how to throw.
Yeah. And
also like how Benny was so good, he could actually hit a fly, a pop-up to where it was going to go for it to land so Smalls could catch it. And how Benny is just being like the guy going, listen, no, we need an extra guy to play anyway. And also, don't be a dick, guys. Come on. He's a new kid. Come on, be nice.
The issue is everybody there kind of know that they're not like the best because they're not on the team. And when they do meet the team,
and they clobber the team.
And they clobber them. And I thought for a minute, because again, I forgot, I thought for a minute is like Ham's dream that they beat them. And in fact, in the movie, they don't actually play them. But no, they do play them and they do beat them on their own turf. Even though they're set up to be like this ragtag group that are like nobodies. Yeah. I want to get to that. So after that whole encounter, they have that treehouse thing where we'll get to it.
We have campfire night, sleepover. Come on.
Yeah,
And
sleepover. That's a
s'mores,
must.
What? S'mores? I
No.
can't have more or something if I haven't had any before.
I don't remember where I knew about s'mores. I'm pretty sure it's not from this movie, from a different movie. But this scene I totally remember. The "You're killing me, Smalls" thing is something that I like remember forever. It might have been the first time I ever heard about s'mores. The fact that he doesn't call cracker a cracker, it calls him a graham.
Yeah.
Because the only cracker is a graham cracker for them. For other people, it's the Ritz.
With that also that that you say.
The what?
No, well, also you said, did you eat? He doesn't say you eat.
Did I say what?
No, when he finished the sandwich, he actually has his own phrase for it, to eat.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then, of course, we have to love Squint's history lesson, which is so great because it's so reminiscent of, when you're a kid, you tell tall tales.
Yeah.
You spin yarns. You talk bullshit. Like, yeah, he must have killed 173 guys.
And the fact that Squints is he's like the guy to tell the story is so fitting because you can see Ham tell the same story, but go off because, again, the Don Rickles of the group.
I think, but it would have more of a comedic bent to it as well, where it wasn't like a campfire horror story. And then, speaking of that, we get the next best scene after Denick. Also, the forever.
Yeah.
Forever.
Yeah.
it's
one of the most memorable lines from this movie. The fact that Squint says, Wendy Peppercorn is such a not a comic book name, but like a comic strip name.
Oh, you could see her in Archie Comics, 100%.
Yes.
Yeah, new girl moved down the road. Her name is Wendy Peppercorn. It's
Peppercorn.
Okay, sure.
It's such a comic strippy name for a girl, and it went into this. And to me, at this point, I was like, yeah, this is like a 50s kind of thing rather than the 60s. But again, this is 62. So it's that transitional period between the decades, I guess. So there's remnants of one into the other. Because there always are. There's always are. Even the cars are like 50s, like late 50s car rather than the early 60s car.
Yeah. Then we have the bit where Yaya's just mocking the shit out of him. It's like, because he's in love. You gotta love a girl.
Yeah.
It's too hot. So we like community pool night.
Yeah.
Pool day. So they go to the pool, and then that whole bit, because what was it? Scamming on pool honeys?
Yes. Scamming on pool honeys is the most ridiculous thing ever because these are 11, 12-year-old guys.
And they're saying too, as you said, it's the whole bit of being a prepubescent boy, I would say even in our era too.
Yeah.
Where well, this is as close as we got to a Playboy, even though we lied about seeing Playboys,
Yeah. Yeah. And it's still kind of the same way. But let's say the technology has changed a little bit.
Changed it a lot, where it's a lot easier to see a lot more filthier things. I'll just put it that way.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, but the whole bit too is I love it how he's walking down too. We're like, yeah, and even if those girls were to talk to us, we'd pee our pants.
Yeah, it's such a sort of I'm well aware that they ain't talking to us, and if they were, we couldn't have been talking back because
we'd be terrified.
It's so self-aware, it's ridiculous, but yet they still act that way because of, I don't know, early prepubescent bravado.
It's bravado
because
you got to show up amongst your friends, because if not, I'm the chicken, and then the whole thing with Wendy and Squints' poor actor yet shivering in the pool.
Yes, here.
But then look at that as she's doing the oiling and lotioning, and it's like And it was Yaya who says she doesn't know what she's doing, and Benny goes, "She knows exactly what she's doing." I'm like, "Yeah, she does."
And it's so weird because when she throws them out, she still looks back at Squints, right? She still look back. This is after this, but she throws them out, calls them names, and when she turns around after they kind of walking away, because they throw their clothes at them.
A smirk and it not get because he looks back and she finally at the end kind of gives him a little smile, a little cheeky smile where he's like,
yeah,
oh yeah, yep. Because he even said like Squints walked a little bit taller that day.
Yeah, that sort of like she puts down the glasses and gives him that look and puts them right back out so nobody can see, and it's sort of in hindsight. It's very immature and stupid, yet it kind of works because she knows he went to all that length, nearly killing himself just to kiss her.
Yep.
And that's the innocent part. It's like he went through all that crap just to kiss her. He didn't even cop a feel, no nothing, just a kiss. That's why she kind of forgave
and
him.
Also, no tongue is mandated by the director.
No tongue. No tongue. You got to keep it PG. Oh, the night game.
Yes.
The night game on 4th of July. That actually made me think of you. And it was like, I saw this and like, oh, I remember this. I know, because we had a discussion like earlier this week. Or was it Sunday? Was it Sunday?
Yeah, we talked to Sunday, yeah.
Sunday. My week has been long. Let's just say that. And not because of work. And you're like, we have to do this. We're not switching to the natural. We're keeping with our schedule. And I saw this scene midweek. And I was like, yeah, I know exactly why he doesn't want. And not because this scene is like memorable or anything, but so that 4th of July scene where they're playing out in the field where there's no, it's not like Field of Dreams where you have like lights and
Stadium
stuff. This
lights,
is 62, no stadium lights, no nothing. The Sandlot is barely even a field. And they're playing to the lights of the fireworks because there's so much of them. You have enough light to actually like practice baseball.
Yeah.
And it's such a very I'm going to say very youthful outlook on life that you can actually play it through like in like that sort of a light, I think.
Well, and it's also so great too because the narration I think really obviously says it best when it said like Benny could play rain, shine, tidal wave, whatever.
Yes, that says a lot about Benny.
But also like that night was really important because we would play and Benny would have to get us back in the game because we're kids. We're focused on the fireworks now.
Yeah.
But Benny's about the game. The game is his life. That's what Benny loves.
And that is actually the difference between Benny and essentially everybody else there, not just the Sandlot crew, but all of them, even the other kids, like the other team. I'm just setting up,
which is
the Tigers,
little league team, yeah.
I want to get to a specific.
Yes, the very big kind of showdown of
the showdown, yeah.
PG appropriate curse words, and then you have to love it at the very end that the insult that gets like, you play ball like a girl.
Yeah. Okay. Now,
drop the mic.
Would you or would you not guess this entire scene was ad-libbed? In the script, it actually says a fight of bad words between the two groups headed by Ham. The lines were fed to the kids, the leader of one side and Ham on the other side, were fed by the director on the spot.
Wow.
Okay? And they had to cut every so often because the kids were laughing their asses off.
Yeah.
Because this was so a spur of the moment kind of a thing. The whole point was to have a little bit of a taunt and just set up the game for later.
Yeah, which is great too. Like, I give all credit to the kid actor who played the opposing the villain, the leader of the villains team, because no, he has that like that real look of pure indignation. Like, what did you just say to me?
Yeah, and it doesn't actually say that, like, maybe they were like the richer side of the neighborhood.
It really does.
They're
seem like
all
it,
the
though.
same. It's like they're just playing in a regular little league team, and the Sandlot crew just play with each other for fun. They don't keep score.
The same thing.
They
Like,
don't
like
nothing.
how the Smalls mentioned it at the very beginning. It was like realized that they just kept the game going. They never kept score and everything. They just picked up where they left off.
But I was going to say about Benny, and that's really important because I think in every neighborhood or every sort of group of people or like the high school, you always have that kid who did the extra mile. And later on, you heard, yeah, he went to college on like an athlete scholarship, or he actually did make it into a team, a professional team. And it doesn't really matter if it's baseball, football, whatever. There's always that kid who does that like extra mile. And in this case, Benny, first of all, he loves his friends, right? He defends his friends. He's with his friends. But he also the guy who's like pushing the baseball. It's like every time it's the baseball, and everybody wants to hang around with Benny because A, he's nice to people, right? To everybody. B, he keeps everybody together with one sort of cause, one sort of focus, and everybody likes to do whatever he wants to do, but they don't resent him for trying to do the extra mile.
Well, yeah, and I think that was really personified when he kind of gets the entire group be like, "What are you guys?" Well, he says, "What are you guys? Panty wastes?" Is the term that he uses before, like when it's too hot out, before they go to the pool.
Yeah,
and everyone's like, "Are you panty wastes who like wears your mother's bras?" And everybody goes, "Yeah, it's too fucking hot, man." Yep.
Because that's the point where like we're not practicing today. It's way, way too hot.
And the setup for this game too, the entire time I was watching this in retrospect, you know, the first film I was thinking of most? Basketball.
Kind of. Yeah, I get it.
Because all
they
is Ham is just a little Trey Parker.
A little bit of a Trey Parker. Yeah, I guess so. I didn't even think about it at the time, but it kind of fits.
Like,
he just goes the extra mile of being a heckler.
Look, no, is that your sister out there naked? Do you think you should go out with me?
And then, of course, just to celebrate their winnings, they go to the carnival. And, of course, Benny pays for everybody. Because, again, it seems like Benny is like the richest guy in the neighborhood, I guess. Yeah. Or his parents are, essentially. But he doesn't really flaunt it. Again, when he goes over the fence to get the ball, he's wearing his
like
new PF Flyers.
Yeah.
So Ham brings the chew because, you know, we're real baseball players now because we won a game.
That was Bertram, who was like, "Oh my God, I forgot."
Oh, Bertram. That's right. Bertram.
Yeah. And it's the second time that Ham brings up, like, you don't even know who the Great Bambino is, but they established earlier in the film that he does know. But then later, he doesn't know.
Yeah. I think he kind of fakes that. Smalls kind of fakes the funk.
He fakes it, yeah.
And then gets in, and then they realize he doesn't really know. It's like, you're killing me, Smalls.
I would say this is by far, I thought this was probably one of the most apropos scenes of anyone chewing tobacco for the first time, because it's what happens because you accidentally swallow.
Yeah.
And it will make you throw up.
Yeah. And this is sort of another point of reference to Stand By Me, because Stand By Me has a small segmented story, because the kid, I don't remember the name of the kid, but he plays like Will Wheaton, the main guy.
Yeah.
He tells the guys a story over a fire, which is just like Squint says, but like I said, it's a different area of the story, but it causes like it's a vomit story essentially. But in here, they experience it for reals, but they do have the fact that they're going away while all covered in sick, essentially.
And then, of course, it's a 90s kind of comedy, especially with this is Patrick Renna.
Yeah.
Who plays Ham. Really, again, oddly hamming it up. With with the obvious like fake burp tracks and everything. And then he burps again. He goes, I feel better.
Yeah. Like you said, it's really like early 90s comedy kind of a thing where, we see it.
It's a kids movie too, so like burp and fart jokes are going to go over so well.
This line is something that resonates with me as well. It's like, we swore off the hard stuff and stuck to bazooka. Now, why was it so important? Because if you guys remember, and this is something that I knew only in retrospect, okay? During that time in MLB, players were slowly moving out of the chew and replacing it with bazooka. So much so that bazooka was considering, I don't know if they actually did, but they were considering sponsoring players to move off the chew and going into like essentially bazooka.
They never sponsored players, but they actually were for a short period of time the actual sponsored official chewing gum of the Major Baseball League.
Because I know Wrigley's...
Major League Baseball, yeah.
Because I know Wrigley's has a lot of ties. It's Wrigley Field, essentially. Yes. But had later on, I think they did sponsor the entire league for a while too, right?
A little bit, yes.
I think so. But it had problems because of Wrigley Field into Chicago and all that stuff. But yeah, bazooka, again, at that time, 92, 93, all the players were transitioning away from chew and going into like actual chewing gum. But yeah, this was essentially, bazooka was like a staple for kids during 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, up to like to the 2000s, where it kind of disappeared.
I think they still sell it. And also what was always great about bazooka gum is, especially like in the late 80s to early 90s, every single piece had a wrapped up little comic book.
Yep. Essentially a comic strip. Yeah. With real characters, with like real stories. It's a tiny little story, but yeah. Like I knew bazooka as the chewing gum that had the comic
Bazooka
books.
Joe. Yeah.
Yeah. Bazooka Joe. So then again,
the setup of Bill going on his trip, which is great. Because that's the hallmark of really good storytelling is just like you can show it and then you just move on from it, and then it's a lead back to the reason why the rest of the narrative works. Bill's gone on his trip. Bill actually gives and talks to Scotty like, hey, I'm giving you the role as man of the house. Like I'm looking to you to really step up and be there as a responsible figure.
And he fucks up, and he talks about it throughout the movie,
and he keeps bringing up like, I really just don't like how he keeps every situation that's a troublesome one is a pickle.
Yes, it's a pickle. It's sort of like, again, a throwback word to a situation where you wouldn't say I've put everybody in a pickle in 1992 or 3. You would say probably something else.
War, that was a hell of a pickle.
Oh, yeah. So essentially, Benny goes out. They don't have a ball because Smalls actually hit the ball over the fence. They go out and buy a new ball. Benny ruins it because they've never seen a ball get ruined by a bat.
Oh no,
ever.
that was them just playing the game.
Oh no, Small. No, never mind. Smalls doesn't hit
Benny
that ball.
just literally knocks the guts out of the ball, which is fucking awesome. And all the kids are right too. Where I'm like, you don't need to be sorry, man. That's cool as shit.
and the thing about it is, this is right after they stepped out of the store to get a new ball.
No. They get a new ball after this.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Then why they were at the store again?
No, they go to the store after this.
Did I not? Wait a minute. No way. No, they go to the store and get a ball, and then, like,
I
I'm
think
moving.
they were just talking about the gum then.
And then, literally, this is the play where if
he actually just obliterated that ball on the first go around, I'd be like, I want my 98 cents back, or I want another ball, because this is some bullshit.
Oh yeah. Yeah. And at that time you probably would get a new ball from the thing. And then of course Small says, well, my stepdad has a ball in the house.
No,
and
he doesn't
all the
say that. He just goes, I got a ball.
Yeah.
At home.
It's like, go get it. And it is this ball with the Babe Ruth on it.
Which I know it's a setup for the rest of the narrative, but honestly, come on, kid. It's a trophy room. The mom even said he doesn't like you going in there and touching stuff. Why would you like? I'm gonna let my friends hit it with an actual wooden object. Yes, because that's a really great idea.
But then when Smalls actually hits the ball over the fence,
he just knocks out of the park.
Yeah, and he's like, "You don't understand. It wasn't my ball. It was my dad's ball." And he's like, casually says, "It's got a signature on it. He got it from
some lady.
From some lady called Baby Ruth." And this is another time where he's like, he gets found out about his like faking the funk kind of a thing.
No, you mean Baby like that? He finally gets it when Ham goes, the Great Bambino. Oh shit!
Wait, and it's the same guy.
It's even Benny goes, man, that was worth more than your life.
Yeah. And then of course, the Sultan of SWAT.
Yes. The King of Crush. Yeah.
I saw the Babe movie with John Goodman, which was not that good. Yeah. But never have you seen so many nicknames to the guy.
Yeah.
I think it's a little bit overrated, but we'll put that aside.
Yes, he is. He very much is.
A little bit overrated. He was a great player, but he's a little bit overrated.
But also, to be fair, like right now, the most like current entry level college player is better than Babe Ruth ever was.
Yeah.
Full stop. That's facts.
Yeah. And when they do like get a new ball, they go to the store. They get a new ball.
It, but also he spells it Ruth with Ruthe.
Yeah. Like, and then he puts it back, and his mom is like, "Why are you in this room?" It's like, "I wanted to look at the ball." It's like, do you know anything about Babe Ruth? It's like, "No, I don't."
She tells the story, and even she goes, "How like the depths of just absolute humiliation he feels right now."
Yes,
like even my mom knew about him,
and it's not about that. To me, the stuff that stung the most was like, yeah, his dad got him this ball. Like, and it's it's not the fact that it's worth a hell of a lot of money, which it was even back then.
No,
it's the fact that the dad got it to the son.
Yeah. And one day he's going to give it to you. And it's like,
yeah, it's like, maybe not.
But I love it. But the beginning too, the entire bit where Smalls is playing is like, can we just go asking for it?
And they all say no, which was the correct answer, but
well, then also too, there's a pan to just the, I don't know if you can catch that shot of everything that's in the backyard. There's a random baby doll with an arrow through its eyeball where I'm like, what the hell was that shot? What the hell is that shot?
This is like straight out of a October month, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's a menacing shot.
Yes.
Let's just say that. It's just to add to the mystique of this dog, this beast. But then the movie goes into like a montage of sorts where
we're in a way they're almost like mini kids doing like a mini heist, you know?
Yes. Yes. So they try with this, but he chews the stick. Then they try with a steel bar. I like the fact that Squints is there with a
periscope. Yeah.
This was actually used.
Yeah.
They actually did that. It's like a Cracker Jack prize of sorts where you actually did turn the box into a periscope.
Yeah.
Right? It actually was. Was it a Wheaties box? Let me see. It is a Wheaties box.
Yeah.
So it wasn't a Cracker Jack, but we're talking about the same thing here. And they use a steel rod, or not a steel rod, but one of those. You used to use these to actually make a shelvings.
Yes, correct. Yeah.
Yeah. But it could have been like from a mechanics set, but this was way too long to be a mechanics set.
Well, like from there, like a rector. That's what he ends up using, like the rector. The rector set at the very, very end. But so this could have been something that was from there. Or it could have been just something that they found in like one of their dad's garage. Like, this will work, and they put the.
I don't have the exact shot, but I love the fact that they're using like an extension cord for not one, not two, but three vacuums.
And it was. This is oddly enough. This is the where Timmy gets to shine.
Yeah.
That at the end too, where he goes, now when all the vacuum, she's like, we got to get out of here when they all blow up, and he's covered in dust. And he goes, I went about this the wrong way, fellas. We got to go aerial superiority.
Yeah. And then they try to have Yaya go in there with a contraption.
Well, that's why he ends up
he ends up like inventing the bungee. Yeah. Again, nice little cool setups and payoffs that like mean nothing, but it's like fun writing stuff. Fun writing stuff is always nice. Yaya and every single one of these have some sort of a baseball theme to it, because the catcher's face mask was the thing that grabbed the ball with the end of the vacuum hose, right? And this one is like the catcher's protective gear thing. So everything was essentially a little bit of a baseball theme to it.
They're utilizing their own ingenuity with what they have.
Yeah.
Essentially, yeah.
And of course, he ends up face to face with the beast. Again, this was the suit. You can tell by the teeth. You can always tell by the teeth. Yeah. Right? And then, of course, they're trying to use, again, this is the payoff to the setup of Smalls, where Smalls can build
a set where like look at the track that he's making and everything. It's like, this very impressive, young man.
Yes.
And how the scoop opens up so it actually can build, like, can go around and fling the ball.
And Squints is still using that, like, Wheaties box periscope thing. again, very, very much kid stuff. And they almost make it with that makeshift catapult, but not really.
To be honest, these kind of heists, this heist little bit is better than some of the Ocean's films. So
stop it. No. Stop it. You're too in love with this movie. Now, this scene with Babe Ruth and Art LaFleur, where he's sort of black and white. But to me, the problem is he's black and white. That's fine. But he's not old-timey black and white. He's like TV black and white.
Yeah.
Which is a little bit off, but okay, I guess.
I could see it. I could see it if he remained in that TV version of black and white, because the only kind of inference or any kind of situation where Benny at the time would have ever been able to see him would have been in black and white photos, or if someone had a telecast of the game from many, many, many years ago. And obviously his family, Benny's family's a little bit off, so he could actually see those kind of films.
Yeah, I think so. And the
but
fact that he ends
like in full color, it's like, no.
Yeah.
And also he would be hammered.
Oh yeah. The fact that he's like, everybody gets one chance to do something great, and it's like, I've got one chance to do something. Mom spaghetti and all that shit. I was like immediately there. I was immediately there.
Oh,
I'm not gonna lie. Yeah. I'm on an Eminem streak right now, going through his entire discography. I forgot how many there were.
There's a lot of albums.
There's a lot. Holy shit, there's a lot.
Yeah, he put out a lot of albums.
Yeah.
Some are a little out there.
A lot. Let's just say this. I've been having a very interesting 3 weeks. Let's just say that. But yeah, he says, I've got one chance, one shot to do something great. It's like, Mom spaghetti? I was waiting on that line. Holy shit.
Sweater already? Mom spaghetti? Come on.
Exactly. So Benny says, fuck it. I'm gonna take out the new PF Flyers and go over the fence. And he goes over the fence, and they have that whole chase scene.
Whoever was the dog trainer did such an amazing job with the dog that played Hercules, just because how he dropped the ball and went, there's your ball, bitch. You want it?
Yeah.
Come get it. Come get it.
Yeah, I want to get to that specific point because it's that showdown between Benny and the ball.
Because he even he cracks his fingers, and he was even the spaghetti western, like, well, you can hear the spaghetti went, wah, wah, wah.
Yeah. and that's again, great filmmaking is when you're inspired by certain films and you're trying to grab a mood that was already grabbed in other films, and you do that not by setting up the exact same thing, but you have a little bit of a twang to it, and immediately, and maybe even subconsciously, you're already set in that mood of that like high noon duel kind of a thing without knowing it.
And without making any reference to any.
Yes, without making any references to it. But because this is a kid's baseball movie rather than a hard knock spaghetti western. Mom spaghetti.
Which, by the way, you need to go to Detroit and actually have Mom spaghetti.
I can make a mean Mom spaghetti. It's called Dad's Spaghetti.
No, it's actually a place.
Oh, it's really?
Yes.
Fucking, I hate and love Eminem at the same fucking time. You have no idea where I've gone through. It's a deep, deep rabbit hole. deep.
You don't know the mom spaghetti? It's a.
No, I know the 8 Mile because you explained it to me when we did It Follows, but
yeah,
damn, okay.
Yeah.
So the chase begins as I love the fact that Benny takes off, the dog takes off after him, and the kids are fucking shocked, but only then they take off.
And they're also like, "That's the monster we were afraid of."
Yeah, and
Or like, yeah, it's a big dog. Yeah, but
that is a big fucking dog, and I don't know how much they ran this fucking thing, but they did. Because like I said, they shot everything in sequence, which is insane. But they ran that dog several times around several blocks in order to get
the cut into between that and the footage of the old Wolfman movie in between.
Yes.
And how they do the jump through the movie screen. I was like, this is
it's like Gremlins.
And well, the setup and payoff of the cake bit.
Yes, that's like
that's fantastic.
The fact that Benny goes, I don't have the shot, but yeah, Benny goes through. I wanted this shot because you can tell it says 1962. And of course, it has the red, blue, white, red, and blue because it was literally the day after the 4th of July. Essentially.
They're probably like a 4th of July weekend where they're having a big
maybe,
at a community center or something,
And then, of course, they go all the way around the neighborhood and coming right back to like the Sandlot itself, where Benny kind of realizes, we need to get the dog back because it's loose. So I'm going to lure it back into the Sandlot, back into that the yard.
Well, I think he's more thinking like, I'm trying to get this thing of trying to stop chasing me. So he jumps over the fence, and then Hercules, as we know him now, slams in and through the fence, and then the fence just kind of
drops on top of him.
And on that note,
you got me. You got me. You got me. All the segues. Now, it's been several weeks that this website has not worked very well.
Has not worked? Okay. All right.
But we still have it, and it kind of works. So we'll do our second game of the night. You know it. You love it. It is Cinema Deathmatch.
Round 1. Fight.
Cinema Deathmatch is where we take two movies, pit them together, and see which one is the best one. If there's no discernible difference between the two, both of them are good or both of them are bad, we fall into our criteria, which is Saturday evening, Friday evening, out with the boys, out with the girls, out with your significant other. Two movies in a vacuum. Which one will we pop in F11, not F10, F11, and make it big, make it large? Two movies. Which one will you pick? Lucy or Euro Trip?
Are you fucking kidding me? This is possibly too easy.
Really?
Because one of my really, really good friends, when this film came out in my sophomore year in college, was Scotty Pinchauer. Called him Pinchy.
Scotty doesn't know?
Scotty doesn't fucking know. And I love that it's Matt Damon as the lead singer of the band.
Yeah. Look, Michelle Trachtenberg, may she rest in peace.
Which is crazy to think about.
Which is crazy that she's dead, but may she rest in peace. Was teased as it was one of those movies that was rumored heavily that she goes topless or naked in it, which did not materialize. And there
also that Lucy Lawless with the Amsterdam scene. She was supposed to be fully nude in that. That was the rumor before the movie.
Yes, and also after the movie came out, and I know this for sure, there were heavily rumors that it was cut. And it actually does appear in the DVD special, which there was no DVD special. There was a DVD.
Yes.
No DVD special.
I know there was a DVD. You know why?
Mm-hmm. You
I
have
bought
it.
I bought it for Pinchy for his birthday.
All right. For me, I know people in the audience would probably pick Eurotrip. For me, it's Lucy. I like Eurotrip. Not my favorite, like a trip movie.
I don't think it's even the American version ones. I think Road Trip is better than Euro Trip.
Kind of. I think so. I think Eurotrip is way more of a gimmick than a serious movie. More like a cash grab, or even like a straight to DVD kind of a movie. I would much prefer Lucy. However, crowd has spoken. At least Paul Hartley, which
By the way, that's a great one. The weird boaters matchup.
Yeah, I get it. See, it's slow. Let's just call it what it is. I should have pressed it a long time ago and kept on talking about Lucy. Let's just say this. I love Lucy, pun intended, more than your regular moviegoer. I love Scarlett Johansson in that role.
Is it just because of the song?
No, I actually do love perfection. Perfection. Stand By Me or Fury. Can we press it now and move on to the rest?
Yeah.
I think so. I think for me,
one of the better Stephen King adaptations. Which
I think so too.
Oddly enough, The Long Walk is actually a pretty decent Stephen King adaptation. He was writing as Richard Bachman then, but still, it's a Stephen King story. It's also, by the way, do not go into that movie thinking like, oh wow, this is that bad.
That is Ben. We mentioned it when it jumps all over the place.
Fine.
Okay, so Stand By Me is a really good movie. It's really fucking. It's on side note is fucking dark. Ford versus Ferrari, which I've seen recently, or The Skin I Live In. Which
have you seen it?
I don't think so. It's a Pedro Almodovar movie, which I haven't seen. I've seen most of them, but the earlier works. I haven't seen the later works.
I wouldn't think you have. I would think I would re-roll having seen it for you.
Yeah, but it's gonna take a while, and it's probably gonna jump to like another one. I really like Ford versus Ferrari.
Yeah.
I'm not sure how accurate it is in terms of like in real life. I know there was a backstory with the driver, and I think the real story was like Shelby really liked that driver and Ford wasn't having it, but they weren't as objected to him as in the movie, as the movie portrays him out to be. Oh man, I really don't know what we're going to do with this segment if this website keep fucking up. I have not seen Fugitive Lovers.
It's not a good movie, and neither is Blades of Glory. I'd re-roll those, but we could talk about Blades of Glory for a second, how awful that movie is. And I'm like, wait, aren't you Pam from The Office? What are you doing in this movie?
Yeah, maybe let's not. I didn't like the movie.
It's one of those ones where, remember, like in the mid 2000s, they thought that Will Ferrell could do absolutely no wrong, and oh boy, he could.
Was it Blades of Glory like 2018, 2019?
No.
Okay. I hope this doesn't jump.
This is
Apocalypse Now. Or The Wicker Man. I mean, one is essentially a non-negotiable masterpiece, and the other one is a low-key, not a bad movie.
It's actually a fantastic film. It's not the Nicolas Cage, the Beast.
No. No,
it's not that, The Wicker Man.
Yeah.
That's the one where he wears a bear costume and punches a lady in the face.
I really want to say The Wicker Man, but I'm going to go with Apocalypse Now. Remember, guys, if you would admit it, Apocalypse Now is the better movie. It's well made, really good story. You can watch the regular cut or the director's cut or the director's extended crazy motherfucking cut. They're all kind of the same, essentially. The Wicker Man is a pretty awesome movie by its own. If there was these two, I would probably put on the regular Apocalypse Now cut. Yeah, think so.
Given just the context of it, it would completely depend on the actual audience I was with, because that would completely change my decision. If I was with Audrey, The Wicker Man. If I was with you, Apocalypse Now.
I think if you were with me, we'd probably put on The Wicker Man. But I'm just saying.
To bug the shit out of you that I wasn't playing Apocalypse Now? Yeah, probably.
Yes. No, maybe because I've seen Apocalypse Now more times than I would probably put on The Wicker Man. But no, it's still Apocalypse Now.
No.
Still going to be Apocalypse Now. Because it really is the better movie. And that's the first kind of question. Is like two movies in a vacuum, which is better? And then which one would you like to see more? That is a really interesting comparison.
This is actually a really, really fun one.
Pete's Dragon or Chitty Chitty Bang Bang. Both of them are very much a Disney movie. You go ahead.
Pete's Dragon.
Really? Why?
I grew up with that movie. I love it so much.
It's a weird choice for me because I had the story album of Chitty Chitty Bang Bang. This Chitty Chitty Bang, this version of Chitty Chitty Bang Bang. I had it on like a vinyl record, and it wasn't the English version; it was the Hebrew version. And I've listened to it many, many times, but it also had like the sound effects and sounds and some of the stuff from the movie on the vinyl record. And this was before the VHS player. And then we got the VHS player. Pete's Dragon was one of the first things that I've seen, if I remember correctly, because it's a kids movie that is like real life, but it's also animated. And I've seen this along with Mary Poppins and Bedknobs and Broomsticks. And I love the mix between the two.
Well, because oddly, I think the reason why I love that so much was the mixed medium, because I do believe that I saw Pete's Dragon before I saw Mary Poppins.
Wow. Well, that's not, that's
born
not
in '84. That's not crazy.
Yeah, VHS tapes.
Yeah.
Or Betamax, doesn't matter. I'll say Pete's Dragon. It's a big runaround, but I'll say Pete's Dragon. And plus, we're running out of time. So it's going to be Pete's Dragon for me. And we'll save that. You see, now it came up like
it works.
that.
Okay.
Now it came up like that.
Come on. We'll do that. One last one.
The King of Comedy or Avengers Infinity War? It's easy for me. I've seen The King of Comedy yesterday.
Go ahead.
It's Avengers Infinity War. King of Comedy, it's a really good movie.
It's a fantastic
but it's
film.
Fucking dark as fuck.
Yes, it is.
It is so fucking dark. It's not even a dark comedy. It's a dark movie.
Yeah.
The comparisons between The Joker and The King of Comedy are fucking there.
Palpable.
They're totally different movies. But the comparisons, they're very parallel. They're moving in the same direction, parallel to each other, similar, but very different. So the comparisons are there. The
Yeah.
fact that
Kalikioki-
Robert De Niro is there in both of them are fucking nuts.
Yeah, Kalikioki. Yeah, they. There is a lot that was quote unquote borrowed from the King of Comedy.
Yeah, a lot.
It's also like I think it's Martin Scorsese's most hidden gem because most people have no idea it's actually a Scorsese film.
Yeah, very much so. You can tell it's a score. You watch it, rewatch it again. You're like, oh, okay. What I know of Scorsese, especially like the 80s where he was actually going through a transition. Very. Avengers: Infinity War, a fantastic movie. Just a fantastic movie. It's really, really well written.
Given the context of what this whole game's about, it's obviously going to be Infinity War because no matter what, people are like, okay, I'll watch Infinity War. Not a big deal. But if I'm going to want to introduce somebody to a good movie, King of Comedy. But you're going to probably be mad at me after this, but
yeah. Which one's the better one? I think even Infinity War is really well put together movie. Regardless of being a superhero movie, it's a really well put together movie. And the theme is sacrifice.
Yes, and I will say too, as a big comic book fan, I thought they did the Infinity Saga a little bit weird because I thought in Endgame they were going to bring in Adam Warlock in order to resolve it like they did, in the comics. They didn't. But I like the concept of Thanos and the idea of his concept of how to perpetuate the entire universe moving forward is to just kill half of it. So then that way, hey, repopulation can happen. It can keep going.
Yeah. It's sort of on the same wavelength as Michael Straczynski, who wrote Babylon 5, where he essentially put the baddies, the shadows, as the guys who cause chaos and war in order to regenerate and keep perpetuating war as a stuff that kind of builds you up and knocks you down and to build you up again. That was their theme. So that's exactly what Thanos is trying to do. But yeah,
what was so odd too, because I always thought that was so odd because in the comics a little bit different because he's actually trying to more impress Death.
Yes, it's so way different.
It's a weird thing. In the movie though, why wouldn't you be like? So why wouldn't you just wish for something that could actually provide unlimited energy, and then that way, it solves all the problems.
Right. We're going to extend the show a little bit because I really want to finish this. There's not a lot. There's not a lot.
Yeah. Well, okay. Well, again, so the fence falls over, and of course it is
Benny and Smalls who step up. Yeah, Smalls starts it and Benny helps
with the big heart going, no, well, because the Hercules yelps. And, and he goes, no, help me. He's hurt. So Benny helps him lift up the fence. And there's the stare down between Smalls and Hercules. And just give him a big old kiss and be like, okay, you guys want your balls back. Here you go. Here's all your baseballs.
Yeah. I like the fact that the dog is a very smart dog. It's like understands the dynamic here. Now,
and also too, I love the fact that there was also the setup and payoff before, because they said that when a ball went over the fence, it was gone because it was never seen again. It's because he buried them all.
Yeah, essentially. Even though they kind of allude to the fact that he eats them all, but yeah.
Yeah, when he knocked on the door too, like again before that, you can actually roll that back a little bit. When they meet Mr. Myrtle, the first time's like, well, you guys making all that racket? Oh, because we knocked the ball out there. We're just trying to get it back, and we'll bring your dog back. I'm like, well, why didn't you just knock on the door? I said I got the ball for you. Yeah, it was several of the boys like hitting Squints like, what the fuck, man? Told you.
But it's so weird to put it on Squints because he's just, he was the instigator. Never mind. I guess.
He's like, no, you can't do that, dude. He's a mean old man.
And the fact that Mr. Myrtle is blind, but he can see through those kids. Like, oh, you took it without asking. Yeah. He's like, oh, I know, I know what happened here.
So what trouble are you in? Because he knew it's like there's no reason you'd fight to get the ball back for a regular just baseball. No, there's something more to this.
Now, you know that those pennants behind him are old because it is the Milwaukee Braves, not the Atlanta Braves. Yeah. And it's not the Brewers. Yes, I know a little bit about baseball, goddammit.
Or basketball, the Milwaukee Bears.
The Milwaukee Bears. Thank you. Thank you.
With Ben's
and so he understands those guards are in a bit of a pickle.
I gotta go now. Bye.
I'm sorry. I just had to. So he offers, well, you have one ball with one signature of the king.
No, but
why don't I give you?
You understand, sir? But that actually it does have Babe Ruth's signature. Like, so does that one, and everyone else on the 1927 New York Yankees roster. Those are like, that's Joe DiMaggio.
Yeah. Or Lou Gehrig or one of them.
Lou Gehrig. And it smells, it looks like, oh yeah, Babe Ruth. Because that's the one guy I know.
Yeah. Oh yeah, George. I know George. Okay. And they have sort of that picture of him and Babe Ruth, which to me, it looks so goddamn fake.
Yeah, obviously.
But for the movie is like, yeah. The fact that he's like, I'll trade you the bad ball for the good ball.
Yeah.
But they don't make the trade for the balls. What they end up making is a trade for, why don't you just come around every once in a while and we can talk baseball? Because all this guy, this old man Myrtle wants is just company.
Yeah,
and that's like this.
This is why I'm sorry to get on a personal tangent here.
Yeah,
if
sure.
If you ever can, especially if you're in the States, take some time and do some volunteer work at a retirement home. Honestly, those people just need somebody to fucking talk to. It's sad as shit. It's so goddamn sad.
By the way, even in the good homes, even in the well-kept, clean ones, these guys just want somebody to talk to. I know. With the stuff I went through with my mom last couple of years, trust me. Yeah. It's all about just getting visitors and having somebody to talk to. Otherwise, they go crazy, and not because of the Alzheimer's.
Correct.
Weird how that is. The fact that he's like, you guys come by every week and talk about baseball with me. That's an even trade for him. It's like, it's not about the money. Because he's old. How much longer does he have? The fact that he wants just company and somebody to talk to is very, we'll call it primal, I would say.
Well, that also, could you imagine if these kids were just a couple years older and be like, so I'm going to write your life story?
Yeah.
You like ghostwrite it? Yeah.
Yeah. And eventually Smalls is like, yeah, I've ruined your ball. It goes through the narrator, right? And the fact that he brings this ball, and he says it as a narrator, even though Bill loved the Murderer's Row ball, he preferred the other ball. Again, I'm going back to the fact that it's not the Babe Ruth signature. Sure. It's the fact that he got it from his dad.
Well, it's also, too, could you imagine, to be like, oh, yeah, Dad, if you ever want to talk to somebody who actually played with them, we know him, and he is willing to talk about baseball all the time now. We know how much you love baseball, so
yeah.
But and that's why he only grounded me for a week instead of my entire life. That's a great line.
Exactly. I love that. I love that. The fucking dog with the Hercules shirt.
Yeah, he actually is wearing a.
Now I have a baseball style shirt like that.
Yeah.
However, it has a lot of Army monikers on it that I don't want on screen.
I can see why, given current climate. Yeah.
Climate and shit. I don't mind telling people, and Like I don't hide behind anything. I just give a little bit of respect to keep politics and other shit that has nothing to do with movies off screen.
Yep.
We can talk about it off screen as much as you like.
Yep.
Like, I don't like it, but I can.
Which
anyway.
we do way too often.
It is what it is. The fact that I love the fact that is like not that they put a baseball shirt on him. The fact that he's like now one of the team.
Raglan, like no, he's
a mascot,
yeah.
Right? A mascot kind of a thing, and then it goes into like a narration about each and every single player or kid, and they kind of disappear off screen as they said that they disappeared from his life, and they end up being like,
because it was
just Benny and Smalls on the field.
So how they all ended up is Kenny, the pitcher, played AAA, never went majors, but hosted like he still coaches his kids' softball league, and he's still called the Heater.
The Heater, yeah.
Like I love the fact that Ham,
yeah,
became a professional wrestler.
Yeah, I love that.
Called the Great Hambino. Okay, whatever.
That's not 90s names. That's actually 80s names. But if we're talking about 62,
I could see
him. I can see the Hambino.
Oh, definitely. I could see him being part of like it's like South Georgia wrestling before WWE
or Memphis or AW. There was AWA, right?
Yeah, definitely.
Right.
But like the rest of them, like the bungee cord thing, how Squints got married to Wendy and had all these kids. Bertram just went apparently off the rails in the 60s. Timmy and Tommy, they invented mini malls.
Yeah, one was like a constructor, and the other's an architect.
It's like
okay. They went weird, a little bit weird at the very end, but
all right.
It's fun weird. It's sort of like I don't remember which movie it is that is like it's like an Animal House because Bluto became like a senator.
Oh yeah.
Remember, it's sort of like that same sort of on the same wavelength. Not the same, but
no, it's that vibe, yeah. And then we'll I also did the tie-in with again. We have the actual
the three balls. The three balls. I like that because they don't mention the three balls. Because he tells the story about Benny the Jet Rodriguez, right? It's one of them is the ball that they bought and fudged the signature. The other one is the Babe Ruth ball that he stole and got like Hercules. And the third one is the one that he got from Old Man Myrtle with
that's
the 1927 team.
And that's the one that is actually like hermetically sealed.
Yes. Yeah. That is actually worth something now.
Which, oddly enough, that second ball actually could be worth money, especially since Benny is a professional ball player as well. The story behind it, and could be.
Maybe. I think the left side with the fudge signature, that's the childhood. The middle one is the reminder of the bad things that you've done. And the third one is like the redemption ball. I don't know.
I just think it's all just his memorabilia because he even has
for sure
plastic glove in the background.
Yes.
That's his old plastic glove.
Yes.
And then he has all the photos that even the ones that Mr. Myrtle gave him hanging up.
Every single picture there was either from his stepdad's room or from Mr. Myrtle's room. So it's
except
all
for at the very
memorabilia.
End, pan in on the Sandlot with the kids there.
Yeah.
Which is so great because they do have the bit with him being the announcer for the Dodgers game. With Benny doing his thing. The only thing I wish they would have done was a repeat of the first scene of the game where you see Benny play with the throwing the ball back and forth between the catcher and the third baseman.
Yeah.
If they would have done that again, I could see why they didn't.
The fact that they did it twice in that movie already.
Yeah.
So maybe they were like, no, maybe it's a little bit too obvious. Maybe it's boring to do it again the third time.
But it would be perfect as a capper, though. Because the first time you see him and then the last time you see him, because he's still
the fact that you every single time you see him step on the home plate, and then the third time he touches it with his hand rather than actually you see that the footstep on it rather than you see a footstep, and then when he wins the real game, it's like he tags it with his hand. That's the major difference, I guess.
Well, that and also too, it was the good callback because the first time they both give each other any kind of let's say affirmative thing, thumbs up.
Yeah, the thumbs up.
The thumbs up to each
other. He gives them a like. Holy shit.
Yeah. I wonder if he followed and subscribed, which maybe you should do.
Maybe you should. Yeah. Nice transition. Anyway, that kind of brings us to the end of the month, or the end of the show and the month and everything. But don't worry, because we've got you covered. The show is not ending. It's just going into a different phase because it's a different month. And in
it's my
October,
time of the year. Let's go.
Yes, it is the scariest time of the year, but it's also it's spooky time. With this time around, we thought of what to have a theme for this spooky month. Not just any old spooky month. This one is Cronenberg approved. Not just Cronenberg stuff. But this time around, we're going to go with a little bit more of a body horror thing. And why don't we just start with a John Carpenter classic, The Thing. This is the essentially the remake of The Thing, but this is the thing that everybody kind of... When you say The Thing...
This is the one that everybody really knows, yeah.
Yeah, the John Carpenter thing. So we're going to talk about the John Carpenter thing with Kurt Russell and all the other cast where I forgot the names of, where it's, is it Rob Bottin, if I'm not mistaken, who did all the body horror stuff?
Well,
Stan Winston?
We'll talk about it. We'll talk about it.
Paul Savini?
Oh boy!
And I know all those names just because of
it's Tom Savini, but yes.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll discuss it because it's gonna be a fun.
It's gonna be a fun. So October is Cronenberg approved, and next week we even have a guest. It's not written down in our schedule, but it's Horror Amarada coming back for her claim to fame, horror stuff. So we're going to do
what a lot of people think is the best horror film of all time.
Yeah, of all time. Yeah. One of them.
It's up there. It is up there for me.
It's up there for a lot of people. I think so. It's one of the greats because it combines a lot that I do love about horror movies, which is not just the body stuff. But we'll get to that when we get to that. Right? Go watch The Thing. And come back to us next week. Because remember, guys, hope is a good thing. Maybe even the best of things. And no good thing ever dies. We will see you next. You're still here? It's over. Go home. Go.